life right now is a show. Throughout my entire life, I've come to several crossroads, you know, like, what do I want to do with my time, my career, my YouTube, my life just in general? Like, how about my dating life? Like, that's non-existent anymore. Each time I managed to tackle each crossroad one by one, because a lot of times they would just come at me one by one. But now it feels like everything is coming at me at once, and the room is getting smaller and the ceiling is getting lower, and I feel tighter and tighter, like I'm put into a box. And unfortunately, I'm the person who is duct taping that box. It's me that is making more problems for myself. And there I am, adding another layer of duct tape that I am squished. I am so unhappy with this box, and I need to find ways to tackle it. And I've talked about it on my channel before. A few weeks ago, I kept having breakdown after breakdown, and I am so much better, but at the same time, like, you don't fix problems like that overnight. Like, you can't just easily find a new direction. You can't just cry enough tears and then you wake up and you're on a fresh new path. It's not really like that. And I feel like not only have I become stagnant in my life, but in my content and my creativity, that YouTube is no longer becoming much of an outlet. It's very fun, but like, I've kind of lost my desire to explore and then be better. YouTube has been so rewarding to me all of my life, and it's checked off so many boxes, and now it's just not doing that. It's hard. I feel conflicted because YouTube right now is my main source of income. I want to bring the content, but I still need to make a lot of drastic changes if I am going to produce a lot of content, but also be happy and have a balanced life and also evolve. And I want to evolve in so many ways, and I just don't know how to evolve. And that's where I feel super stuck. So in order to evolve and find a bigger box, I don't know, it'd be nice to have a mansion, but probably I just need to move from a box to a better box. I need to break through the duct tape, and it's going to be a journey of healthy habits and learning what helps me. I also know myself, and I most likely am going to say, like, call it a challenge video. And I guess it's a challenge, but this isn't really just me undergoing like a challenge from, you know, doing X amount of days. I don't want it to be like that. You know what's really sad too? Is that all I am doing is, well, first off, looking at myself in the viewfinder because I like my outfit, but I am looking to see how long I've been recording. You know, my phone just on a tripod, I'm rambling. Who wants to hear me ramble? People are gonna X out. There goes my retention rate. And it is probably, I tell myself, like, this is me thinking business, but this is also me being incredibly mean to myself. And that, again, it's another layer of duct tape to that box. So I kind of want to spend some time reflecting on my agenda. I make these grand to-do lists for myself, all centered around being productive. And honestly, I think it's really cutting into the quality of life and the quality of my content. I need to nix social media. Another thing is, I look at my YouTube dashboard and video analytics way too much, like multiple times a day, when you know they're not going to change or anything. And if I'm on my phone, even if I try to avoid it, I am still seeing the news, the headlines. They're really sad, and even if I don't think that, over time that weighs you down as well, because I know I'm not alone with that struggle. So just, you know, if you're watching this and you're kind of feeling the same way, I feel like it is extremely normal, but this has gone on a long time, so it's taking its toll on me. So I'm excited to revamp myself. Oh my gosh. I found out that my camera has a beauty filter, and I had no idea. I heard about them, but I felt like my camera was too old for that. So I did turn on the beauty filter. I mean, like, is it inappropriate to do in this video? Yes. okay? Social media is not real life. Snapchat filters are not real beauty. But, so moving on, this is me several weeks later because I tried to practice what I preach and put down my phone, which it's a little unrealistic because I'm addicted, but also because to a certain degree for YouTube work, I gotta go on my phone and whatnot. That's how I talk to my friends in a Korean group chat because one of them's in Korea, so we do it through the apps. Anyway, I'm going to show you my screen time and I'll throw it up here to make it easier. So in settings, there's actually a screen time on the iPhone. And today is Sunday, so 4 hours already, okay, sad. But I am down 27% from last week. So I think that is a pretty good win. I haven't gone through everything, but let's see all the activity and let's see. Okay, the camera being most used makes sense in messaging, but see right there, Instagram is always so high up there. And nonetheless, I open up all of the social apps all the time. So, you know, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat. What are the others? Podcast are kind of good, I don't know. There's YouTube Studio, that's me looking at my analytics. LinkedIn, like I'm not even job searching. There is no need for me to do that, but they send me push notifications and I am a sucker, I look. Now if you scroll down, it shows you the pickups 84 times. 84 times to check your phone. And that just shows how impulsive I am and like how my subconscious is so deeply wired into looking at my phone because I know I did not get 84 notifications today. Okay, enough ridiculing me because I've come a long way. Because, so you can see that this is my this week, but last week I was up 27%. But then I went down and then I went back up. And that's how it's been. It's like I've been having a few days where I've been really, really good at it and I've been so proud of myself. But then someday, I don't know what, I just lose it all and I binge social media. And I know what I'm doing, but I can't help it. And even if I put the phone down, I have it back up in my hand in the next 5 minutes. And sometimes it's hard when you have a lot of downtime, but like little bits of downtime, because it's like, okay, well, like, it's not like I can open up and play Sims, which has been a great distraction from social media, even though that's still screen time. But, or like, you feel like it's not enough to read a chapter of a book or to go for a walk. You know, you only got a few minutes here and there. But I don't know. I think a lot of that is how I think when I'm thinking, no. Even if you can't read a chapter of a book, read 2 pages. And imagine throughout the day reading a page or 2. Well, I'd have at least a chapter done per day. Like, do you get what I mean? A lot of it has to do with breaking the habit, but retraining my brain so I don't go back to the habit. So it's kind of sad that several weeks have gone by and I don't have much to show for it, but I think it's very real, especially in quarantine and being a content creator. Another thing I addressed was that I had a crazy workload on my agenda. And I did have some hacks that I've talked about before where you put social and leisure activities on your agenda so you can lead a balanced life but still feel productive. It's kind of like a mind game where like I go for a walk, check. You know, I play with my cats, check. You know, and it was really nice because then you feel so accomplished. And I think that's great, but it stopped working when I still started packing my agenda with so much. So my agenda used to look like this, and now I've limited my workload to this. So you can see there's a lot more white space. Also, sometimes I would give myself a grand editing day where it was having to edit 3 or more projects, and that is just a lot of screen time nonetheless, and gives me the opportunity to be distracted or to kind of get fatigued because I'm just sitting there on the couch looking at a screen. So I did limit that. Yes, it has been making me operate a lot slower, but I've also noticed that I am less moody, less tired, less stressed. And honestly, I thought it'd be the exact opposite, because if I was neglecting my YouTube, I thought that would put me in a worse mood. It hasn't. I feel better. Also, I have taken a step back at looking at my YouTube analytics. There are some channels that deep dive into YouTube that I used to watch on the regular, and now I just watch a little bit a week, not to just overthink myself. And I think there's a lot of value to that, because it was starting to make me feel and think and act like a robot, and nobody wants to be subscribed to a robot. I don't know, maybe I would. It depends on the robot. Like, you know what I mean though. So like, I don't know if I could pull off the Bee Boo Bop robot. But then when I get in the R2-D2 costume, I don't know, that's kind of a sexy robot costume. But okay, anyway, so thank you for coming to my sit down. I don't think this will be the last time we talk about this.
With the dream you have of becoming a YouTube sensation,
It was so embarrassing when Container Store, like when I met with the director and she said, "This is what I know about you. You want to become a YouTube sensation." And like, I'm sorry, but it's funny when you say it. It is so humiliating when your boss says that.
okay, so then if you just have these like goals for really making an impact, you know,
Yeah.
widespread impact, like it's almost like you've been striving for that for so many years, this like potential reality, and I could see how like changing your mindset around that, or changing, like adjusting your goals, could be a really good thing, because instead of like chasing this dream, you're just kind of like maybe engaging more deeply in like what you actually have going on.
Basically, if they just start hurting my feelings in the comments. Do you remember there's just been so many discussions in the past where you talked about exposing yourself so much online? And I've always been like, well, it doesn't matter. It's whatever. They're watching my videos. Like, and now that I have shifted better into my feelings, I'm too sensitive. I mean, sometimes I feel a little unemployable already because of YouTube. So I'm so deep into it. It's like, I don't know how I back out at age 27. Like, sorry, I feel emotional right now. But like, I feel like I've learned that like when you go through like certain trauma, you know, that sometimes it takes so many years for it to come to the surface.
Yeah.
And so it's just really, I don't know, I just feel very torn. Like, I've been crying to my mom like all the time, but I can't pinpoint it exactly. And I told her, like, it's just a process. Like, it's not like I think, you just kind of have to go through it. And it's like, oh my God, I already went through it. Why do I have to go through it again? And it's like,
Yeah.
it just makes it difficult, because if I don't know who I am, I don't think I can make the decision of how I want my career path to be, or who I want to marry. Like, and then it's like, shoot, I'm 27. Like, I wish I had a handle. Like, even if I'm not there yet, I wish I, at this age, knew where I was. So like, that's where it's like so hard. Oh my gosh, my mom's coming out. And I'm crying. Oh no, she looks sad. Yeah, I'm okay. Oh God, no. No, you're my favorite quarantine buddy.
Changing and growing and like,
Sorry, I'm so listening, but I don't know if I got bit.
yeah, I got bit too.
Oh my God, there's a mosquito. Oh my God, wait, I'm gonna get spray. Well, that was a really great conversation, but now when you're itchy, it doesn't matter as much. Now I feel better. Okay. What I'm about to say is either going to be very interesting or just piss some people off. But I kind of sort of believe in astrology. I don't follow daily horoscopes because anybody can write those. But I am a firm believer that I embody a lion. My heart, my soul, it's so Leo. And everything about me just makes sense. You know, you can talk about my physical features of my hair. It's so thick, it's like a lion's mane. My arms are so furry. How I can see raw meat and salivate, how I get so much pleasure eating crawfish and steak with my hands and ripping it apart. Like, everything about me is so Leo. I have always just focused on that as my sun sign because there was nothing else to look at. I was like, that's me. And it's so funny because now that I've gone through such a shift in my life and almost right now a depression, I've always felt so lost, and one of the big things was because I no longer identified as a Leo. Who am I now? It's been a full-on identity crisis for me because I used to be so confident and dominant and such a leader, and then I wasn't anymore. I guess I was bored enough that I went back in to check my horoscope. And in the past, I've never put much attention towards my moon sign or my rising sign. Apparently those are two different things. I thought they were the same thing because I've always ignored it. But I've never cared because when I looked at my moon sign, I was like, that's not a Leo. That's a Libra. Not as good, not as feisty. Who cares? Like, I'm not gonna look into that. And that's just like the Leo arrogance of me. Labels kind of help me in a positive way. They help me navigate, they help me understand, they bring me comfort. And maybe that's why I love astrology. And if you're not like that, that's okay. If that's something that bothers you or hurts your mental health with those labels, walk away. It's okay. That entire snippet literally talked about what happens to me with what brings me anxiety and sadness and stress and an internal struggle. And I was like, I don't know why, like, this is so sad, but this makes me feel so much better about myself because I have reason as to why I feel this way. And I felt less lost. Before, the only person who defined me was me. And now I was letting so many things define me. I was letting strangers on the internet tell me who I am. I was letting the numbers, my YouTube stats, tell me who I am, and I was falling apart. So I don't want to be like, oh, I'm cured. Yay. I take comfort in the fact that I am just going through my moon sign and I'm going to return to my Leo sun sign. This may not make sense to anybody. And the best way to kind of understand why this is a big deal to me is imagine having all of these traits. Some good, some bad, and it took a long time for you to learn to love yourself with these traits. These traits you learn to master to navigate in the world and to help others and to help yourself. And it's just you knowing you. And then I lost me, and I feel like a lost soul wandering. So it's nice to know that I can return to my old self. And I'm not here to go backwards. I'm not here to become a cub again. I am a lioness. I want to be a very mature and wise creature. Okay, we can move on from this because I get it. It's not for everyone. But I am curious to know, how well do you identify with your sun sign or moon sign or your rising sign? Have you ever looked in depth into that? What's your relationship with astrology?